Stephanie. I know I couldn't come up here on my own strength. So, looking at everybody here, knowing that each one of you come with the love in your hearts is my strength. This is my church home. This is my church family. It is special for me to have everybody here celebrating our mother's life. I was telling Pastor Sabrina, she says, "Are you sure you're going to be able to do this?" I said, I couldn't get past the first line. And the first line is this. To her children, Lorraine was a superwoman. But to her friends and family, she was a hero. Neela's already shared stories about the impact that my mother had on people's lives. And it's impact that's lasting. When you come into a person's life, no matter how short you're in that person's life, if they can impact you and walk away with you on their mind, that's a legacy right there. When I think about my mother, of course as children you don't see them the same way as friends and family do. But the stories that we would hear people tell about our mother sharing stories about ourselves, we're like, wait a minute, she told you that? It's like we didn't even realize that she had this pride of us. And the things that we did, we thought it was insignificant. But to her, it was like something to pat on our back and to say, hey, this is what my child is doing. And she was always sharing stories. But whenever Trevor and I would hear stories about her kids, Trevor and I would look at each other like, are you sure I don't remember that? Then we look back at each other and we say, no, she's talking about her school children. A good friend of mine, Floyd, when I told him that she passed, the first thing that he called out was how she welcomed all of our friends into the house and didn't have a word negatively to say about any one of us. The one thing that she wanted to do was to make sure that, we were responsible within the house, we were responsible outside on the streets, and we were respectful towards each other and towards her. And that's one of the things that, although it wasn't pounded in our head, it was a lesson that was learned by example. So all the time that we were giving respect to her is because she was giving the respect right back through to us. And we didn't really notice it at the time. I mean, we were young kids in high school, just doing what we were doing naturally, but she allowed us to do it in our own house. And we didn't have to go out there. Things weren't as difficult as they are today, but there were times that if we did not have that little nest that we could rest at, it could have been a different story. So we lived up to the responsibility towards each other. We lived up to the responsibility and the example that she set for us. And here we are today as men, as mothers, as grandparents. You know, we look around and we think that life, it goes by really quickly. And I can think about those days back in high school like it was yesterday. And today, it's not the same. So, thinking about what has gone on in my mother's life, this is the superwoman part. She had 4 children, mixed race children. And the first child, I'm not going to give away your age, but it was during a time when civil rights were still a struggle. And I would also like to commend my grandparents, because when my mother came home with these curly-head children, my grandparents loved them to death with no distinction between anything. I was in Kelowna one year, and I went out to visit, I went out with them to a restaurant. So it's myself, my grandmother, and grandfather, and we're sitting there. And people are kind of looking. The waiter's kind of looking. My grandmother's just like, keep stepping. That's my grandson. Everything is good here. The Superwoman. We grew up during a time that my mother had struggles. And I didn't understand it because I was a young child at the time. But as I became a man, I realized we're all humans. We all go through certain things. And the struggles that we face, we have to face them. And she overcame those struggles. And she set an example of what it takes to overcome those struggles. So now, when I look at things that need to get done, I can look at my mother as an example, because she's somebody who's done it. In our house, we didn't have a lot, but we had everything that we needed. We didn't have fancy shoes, clothes, none of that. But we had shoes, we had clothes, we had food. My mother liked to cook too around Easter's, Christmas. That was the big doors open, everybody come on in. We're having a feast today. And it was that open door strategy that she showed me that included my friends who lived in the house for years. Trevor has friends that took over the next generation and did the same thing again, making my mother get tired of it. But no, she kept it going. So the Superwoman part of it, right up until the amputation, Neela had gone over the night before to pray with her, to pray for healing. When they got the report in the morning that the leg is going to have to come off, my mother said to me, "Doesn't look like that prayer really worked now, did it?" And the funny thing about prayer, right? It says if you reach out to God and you ask Him to act in His own will, He will do it. So the prayer was answered, but not in the way that we expected it to be answered. She got the second leg amputated the following year. And through that, like, most people would be like, woe is me, I can't believe that this happened to me. Why is God treating me like this? She was like the exact opposite. And I was like, who are you? Because I don't know what's going on here right now. Because I expected that. I expected her to say, this life is no good anymore because this, that, the other thing, and I'm persecuted and all that. She didn't say that. She rolled with the punches. We go to the reunion with the Anderson family on an annual basis, and that never stopped her. We drove the vehicles. But most of the time we drive, and it would be Florida, Atlanta, wherever else we go to, Savannah, and she's in the vehicle with us driving, right up until, So the tribute that I would like to leave to my mother is just the example that she gave to everybody else, right? She gave to me. And that is, we have to be open to each other. We have to be positive and supportive towards each other. We have to allow people, even when we don't agree with them, to be themselves. Because that's the issue. Most times we want people to conform to what we expect of them. But that's not what she asked. She knew what we were capable of. And the thing is, we have to recognize ourselves. What are we capable of? And pursue that. So that's what I'd like to leave you with today, because that's what she's left me with. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Douglas. Well, we've heard such wonderful words describing